This is the 5th set on Wide Park. We have Front Mission as the green side starting down south.
Yeah, their opponents, of course, UAD to the north, and look at that tank setup. 3 AMX 50-100s and a pair of i3s for Front.
That's a little bit surprising, actually, because that's...
It's overkill. I think it's a little overkill because on White Park, frontline tanks are very important.
Extremely important. And another thing is that I really haven't seen MiTH.Front Mission utilize these AMS 50s as well.
Not yet.
We usually see them, if they go with heavy tanks, they almost only go with IS-3s and T-32s.
Or T-32s, yeah.
But this time around, going with 3 AMX 50s, it's gonna be either they completely dominate and manage to instantly kill one of the UR dead tanks with those autoloaders, or they miss like a couple shots, or one of them gets taken out, and it just completely goes in favor of Dead.
Yeah, indeed. And speaking of UAD, with an extra frontline heavy tank, that extra T-32 pretty much, which has been traded for an MX 50-100, so a slightly more aggressive sort of tank pick for the open season champs, and it looks like they're going east right now. So it's kind of a split setup here because Front Mission is going to that underpass to the west. All their forces are to the west except for that one T1. That's like...
Actually, I believe this is the same push that MiTH.Front Mission did against, it wasn't PvP, but on Saturday when they went for the base sneak capture, they went through the tunnel and then kind of surrounded, or not surrounded, but had the focus of the enemy team long enough for base capture.
They have been completely compromised.
But look at that T1 actually going down.
Yeah, they have been completely compromised, as a matter of fact. That T1 that was guarding the eastern front
has been... Not completely, because only one other heavy tank was spotted there. So they didn't spot all the forces over there to the east, but they do know at least one of those heavy tanks. Yeah, it's actually Legacy Jana that they spotted over there towards the east. It's still not going to raise any red flags to where they're all going to reposition over there because they've only spotted one tank so far.
Yeah, no, I was just saying that, you know, when it comes to UAD, if they, pretty much decide to cross towards the eastern front,
they'll be safe.
Yeah, and they're going to soon realize that all the forces on Front Mission are towards the west and the underpass. And you look at that, they're crossing right now. They're actually crossing. Yeah, the remaining T1 crossed, and Noknoya here is within the northern side. He's tracking shots towards that low tractor now, but I think it's gonna mean that he's just gonna progress a little further towards the northern base, and very wisely so Front Mission decides to retreat.
I like what they're doing here is because what they're doing is they're using Noknoya as a bait. They're basically sending that T1 and they're just baiting the enemy team into thinking that the other heavy tanks are gonna follow that T1 into that northern side of the map, but wisely enough, Front Mission is actually backing out, coming back to the southern part of the city, and most likely going to progress to the east.
Well, I think they're very worried that the eastern front might be completely compromised at this point as well. So honestly, it would have been suicidal to do anything else than what they're just doing right now. I think it's very smart of them, but quite logical as well. Because had they gone with the push, then their eastern front would have been completely deserted. And that's not something you want on a map like this. And let's not forget, they lost their T1 to the eastern front as well. So they really do have to get eyes on target as well.
Yeah, and I like how they're thinking through right now. They're using deductive reasoning. They realize that since no one's to the northwest, they have to be, and since the other heavy tanks were down to the southern western part, they absolutely know now that UR Dead are over to the east. But now they just got to figure out if they're to the northeast or south.
Well, what I really do like as well is that Noknoya did not just squat the underpass. He actually took the risk of crossing and going all the way to the northern base, which is going to give them just barely missed that shot. But so now, of course, UAD is aware that the Front Mission tanks have retreated to defend their base. BoomTH and Calliope suffering some damage here. Yeah,
and it's from those tanks, and it looks like just due to how those shots were fired, UR have actually crossed the railway. They are in the southeastern part of the map. You can see it over on your map. Their AMX 50 is kind of up there on the hilltop, way in the corner.
Yeah, but which is great because it's really giving them multiple angles to shoot, as a matter of fact, and that's how they cracked a few shots on the Front Mission tanks.
And the thing is, Front Mission have zero vision on UR Dead, so they're taking damage without even spotting or even knowing where those shots are coming from.
Now, Front Mission, and I'm actually liking this, you can't see it on your screen right now, but they've decided to sort of spread out, and perhaps Noctoya is actually going to go for the capture, although
no,
he
got
taken out. He got taken out. That's probably going to be a little bit of a cold shower here. But
Onion head.
Yeah, this is excellent map control from UAD.
Yeah,
they're really owning this map at this point.
Yeah,
they're really not leaving anything to chance.
They're really forcing Front Mission to kind of pull back right
exactly.
now.
Go back and forth. Shall we attack? Shall we defend? Shall we? Because and right now, the more they force Front Mission to cluster towards their southern position, the more damage they're still going to take, and ultimately, it's going to snowball.
Yeah, and I mean, it's already slightly starting to snowball.
Oh yeah,
because just if you look at the map, URDED have much more map control. I mean, even though they don't have any tanks towards the northern side,
they don't need any.
Exactly.
They only need their T1, and that's exactly where it is right now.
Yeah.
So just in case, like, once again, Front Mission decides to go for a sneak capture, which they can't because they actually lost both T1s. But right now, I really do have to give an edge to UAD.
Oh yeah.
Not just because of the damage that's been dealt, but more the positioning of
and
those
map control.
Yeah, exactly. Those 50s 100s were unleashing lead all over the place, and both to the northern side and to the southern side as well. It's just like those kind of small hills towards the railroad and towards the golf course, as I like to call it, like, which is the white part. Really is paying off. Look at that, another shot that was cracked down on a Front Mission tank. And you know what? The tier 8s on UAD's side have barely taken any damage whatsoever.
Yeah, I think only like one shot's actually landed on the URDED side. Front Mission, even though they haven't lost any tanks at this point, if they
have suffered damage.
If the set continues to play like it has been playing out, they're eventually gonna be too low, and they're eventually gonna lose a tank to where URDED are just gonna have a comfortable victory. They gotta do something.
Indeed, and it's really wise because you know what? They haven't really been attacking. I mean, like, when it comes to UAD, they did send one of those 50s 100s like down south pretty much, which cracked a few shots. But since then, they've retreated back towards the northern side, and they're just like defending the railroad right now. So really, and once again, Front Mission's being like, they don't really know what to do at this point. Shall we try to cross? Should we defend our base? And the position has been completely compromised at this point. And look at that, Calliope taking another shot. Oh boy.
No.
Yeah, he barely got out of there alive. Really, it's just dodging shells left and right here.
Yeah,
it's not looking good.
Very nice positioning coming out from URDED, not allowing even slight repositionings for Front Mission.
Like, yeah, because Front Mission is trying to just get more angles and cross-firing situations, but they're not allowed to at this point.
The second any of these members of Front Mission even
poke their head out,
poke their head out even slightly. Look at this, Ripper.
Shot. Like, Ripper taking
Calliope, Boom TH taking another shot there. Oh, this is actually crucial for URDED at this moment. I mean,
this is schooling.
I mean, Nomi actually took a shot right there, but still, that's not nearly enough. Front Mission have to at least land 4 or 5 more shots for this to be tied up.
Even be even. Yes, I agree. And right now, if UAD doesn't make any mistakes, serious mistakes, I really can't see them losing this.
Yeah.
I know it's a bit early to call, but I mean, look at the damage, right?
Yeah,
and Legacy Jana is having so much fun here at this point. He's just like poking his head like on top of the railroad.
He actually doesn't even need to pull back anymore.
He just cracks a shot, and then, like, you know, if he feels threatened, all he's got to do is just go down that railroad again.
Yeah. Oh, look at that
Soldier Wu, like, just took some damage. Finally, a little bit of retaliation on those tanks squatting the white part. But is this going to be enough? You know what? I think those 50s, 100s, all they got to do is be careful. Okay, now UAD's crossing. UAD's crossing. They realize, okay, we can actually charge this.
Yeah. They know that if they wait too long, there's a possibility
of a draw.
That number one. Yeah, number one, a draw, and that mid-front mission can actually come back. Calliope down to 2 health. One more shot will do it, and he's about to go down here. Oh, he's actually
there's only like 50 seconds.
Here.
Like there's like 50 seconds left.
Oh, but look at Nomi down. Oh, actually, wow! Look at that.
Boy, this is unbelievable.
Going down. They do trade though, so it is tied up at this moment. Oh man, this actually. Ripper. Oh no way! They trade once again though. So so it's actually still tied up.
With 30 seconds left on the clock, here,
Ripper
this
is gonna go
be
down here,
really,
though.
really
Ripper's gonna go down.
Yeah, yeah. And look at that. Boom,
Yeah,
boom,
okay.
TH, boom, TH, boom, TH. He's almost down. One more shot's gonna do it.
TH actually, he actually managed to live here.
Oh,
they
boy.
have to take out a URDET tank right now,
Yeah,
or else
indeed.
they're gonna lose.
Indeed, indeed, and that's 25 seconds left on the clock. But like, you know, Onion Head and Legacy Janna are really trading damage well. Like, this is gonna be crucial. This is the one face-off that's gonna decide it all.
Yeah, about 10 seconds remaining
Boom
here.
TH,
Boom
will it be
TH.
Boom TH or Onion Head very smartly hugging the wall here,
Yeah, even-
waiting for support.
I don't know if Boom TH can actually finish off Onion Head. Even though he lands a shot, I don't think it's gonna be enough
It
to
depends on
actually
the
finish
angle.
him off.
It depends on the
It's
angle.
actually ended though. The timer ran out.